Hello and welcome to Tasting with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike Veach and this is my partner in crime, Matt Kohorst.
Howdy.
And today we thought we would do a comparison tasting. I have this bottle of 1897 Old Forester Whiskey Row Collection from several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's probably about 5 years ago. I think it might have been the first release, first year they released it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then we went out and we bought a bottle of this year's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're both bottled in bond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they're both bottled at the same age. I doubt if they would try to change the flavor profile too much by varying ages from year to year.
Right.
But, you know, bottled in bond all has to be from the same distillery from the same season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the seasons are spring and fall. Spring is, you know, January to the end of June. Fall is July to the end of December. So this is really kind of the only way that whiskey can be considered vintage.
Right. And 1897 is when they initiated the act of the Bottled
and Bond Act. It's dedicated to...
So Old Forester was a big part of that, right?
Well, yeah, and the fact that they opposed it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. George Garden Brown was a rectifier.
Oh.
And he opposed it, you know. And for one thing Bottled and Bond set a limit of 8 years of whiskey because that's how long you could stay in bond.
Mm-hmm.
And George Garden Brown was using older than 8-year-old whiskey in the Old Forester that he was doing. He was buying whiskey from 3 different distilleries.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, he was aging some of it longer himself. And so he was putting 10, 12-year-old whiskey in Old Forester at the time.
Ah, okay.
But he eventually saw the fact that Bottled and Bond was catching on. People were appreciating it and such. And he eventually, bought the Mattingly Distillery in St. Mary's, Kentucky, where he had been buying a lot of his whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
And released a Bottled and Bond whiskey himself.
Right. So his side of it was, I've got older whiskey than that, but then I think the Bottled and Bond Act was made because people were just doing whatever they wanted to.
Right.
They were selling White Dog and just putting some coloring into it, or
right, but just grain neutral spirits with a little aged whiskey and a lot of extra coloring and flavoring and
and then selling it as something it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we have 2 here. Like I said, this is, I believe, is from the first year that it was released.
Okay. You said that's about 2018, 2017?
Something like that. And it's, Bottled and Bond 100 proof. Unfortunately, they didn't put the year that it was made and bottled, so we have no idea how old it is, other than the fact that it's at least 4 years old. Because it's Bottled and Bond. So I'm going to pour a glass of that for each of us. Then I'm going to go ahead and pour the other one as well. And so we can do side by sides. You can even tell them the label differences. The front label on this is a little different, and even the back label is going to be a little different when you look at them.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, does this one does it say anything more? Yeah, so it probably is a 4-year-old Bottled and Bond, maybe 5 or 6, I don't know. I would think that if it was older than 4 years old, Brown-Forman would have put something on there.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the Whiskey Row series?
The whiskeys are good, but I think the price is
a little high.
A little high. For example, this Bottled and Bond is nice, but it's twice the price of the 100 proof Old Forester, which isn't Bottled and Bond. I mean, it's a mixture of different ages.
Right.
But
that's 23 or 25.
Right, and this is 45, 50.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 2 bottles of 100 proof than I would in 1 bottle of this, So anyway, let's look at it. The one on my left is the first version, and the one on the right is my right is the second.
Yep.
Color looks very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see that there's much difference. Let's see what the noses are like. The original one's got that brown Foreman nose. A lot of
Forester, yep.
Old Forester, caramel, vanilla, little green apple, little banana.
Kind of like the traditional,
Yeah,
like bourbon.
yeah. So let's see what the newer one. Oh, the newer one's got a lot more banana on it to me.
It's a little crisper too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, more of a fruity.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. The new nose better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, this is vintage. You know, each year it should be different.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing about bottled and bond, if you know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So let's taste the first one.
Here.
It's good.
That's great. I do love Old Forester.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot of that green apple, vanilla, caramel, a little peppery spice, a little oak.
Mm-hmm. Everything that you want from, I mean, but like you said, like this is like probably like, you know, Old Forester is like a $25 bourbon, but a really freaking good $25. You know, like
Yeah.
the 100 proof is really good. It's just
Right.
Yeah, it's a great bourbon.
So this is very good. Well, let's see what the newer one tastes like.
I like it more. I like it more.
It's got more. It's got a little more of a berry, fruit, banana.
Mm-hmm. You're getting more flavors out of it, like you said. Like you're getting more fruit out of it, and then this one is more of like that traditional, like just caramel.
Right.
A little chocolate note here, you know. There's a little bit of banana in the old one, but this one really the fruit shines through.
Right.
Yeah. Just get more of a complexity.
I mean, they're both very good.
They're both really good. Yeah.
But like I said, this is the fact that bottle and bond is vintage.
Yeah.
This is the difference from 5 years ago, whiskey that was made 4 years in the same season then versus this year.
Yeah. And I tell people about this too, like when we went and tasted your barrels, your 4 barrels, like that was the first time I ever done anything like that. I was very surprised at like how different just those 4 barrels tasted. Like they tasted so different. They're all great, but it was amazing like what a difference you get in just like barrel to barrel, you know?
So let's try these with a cranberry. Give you a couple cranberries. Let's try a cranberry with the first one. Oh, that really brings the fruit out of that first one.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good taste there.
Yeah. A little more spice too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's try it with the... That really brings out that banana.
Mm-hmm. And even like I'm getting like I said, the cardamom.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good taste of whiskey there. Yeah.
Both of them are really good with cranberry. Which tells me both of them would make a very good Manhattan.
Oh, yeah. I'll try one today.
Okay. So let's try pecan with the first one.
Lots of caramel there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Lots of oak too.
Yeah, it loses the fruit completely.
Yeah.
It's all caramel, oak on the taste, and then real strong pepper
Yeah.
and oak on the finish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can really taste that 100 proof there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what the second one does with it.
That one kind of maintained that banana a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it actually the banana in a way it's actually strong because I'm even getting the banana into the finish.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, the latest release really does it for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's by sheer luck, or like they selected the right barrels for this one.
Well, I'm sure, they're, with bottled and bond, what you're doing is that you're picking it for the season, age and season. I'm sure they're picking barrels that are all good barrels, when they do this, but you're kind of stuck with, what you're...
Yeah, that's the thing about bourbon, right?
Yeah.
I'm stuck with what you got for years.
And let's face it, the winters have been different.
Yeah.
The seasons have been a little different in these last 4 or 5 years versus the 4 or 5 years prior to wherever that was made.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's...
Whatever's happening, that was a good one.
Yeah.
They're both really good, but yeah, I think if you're willing to spend double the price,
yeah,
I think it's a great one to add to your collection.
Right.
Yeah, delicious.
So, Old Forester.
Cheers.
Cheers.